What's going on, guys? Welcome back into Lights Out Gaming. For those of you that are new here, my name is Mike, and this is Tabbie.
Hi.
Hey guys, we are here with a different video today. I know on Tuesday I usually post personal videos with either a topic I want to talk about, a topic one of you guys bring up, or even we did Tabbie's ramblings over the last few weeks. So today we wanted to do a video that was different, that might help some of you guys and or girls out there. In regards to getting your wife's or girlfriends to play the game with you. So I figured I'd interview Tabbie and ask her questions basically on, what made her want to play with me, ways that, maybe you can convince your loved one to do the same, and ways to make it enjoyable for both of you. So let's get started. So what do you remember most about when you first met me? You didn't play games, right?
Right.
And what do you remember most about when I would play games? What did you think?
Honestly, I think I was just thinking that, I couldn't believe how much time you could spend doing it. It was ridiculous to me that, he said, oh, I just want to play a game. And I'd be like, all right, cool. And then it would turn into, a 12-hour day. And I'd be like, what the heck? So I think I remember just being when you said you were going to play a game, I either had to accept the fact that I wasn't going to talk to you for the next 12 hours, or...
It's not that I wouldn't talk to you.
No, but that you would be uninvolved in whatever I wanted you to do for 12 hours and not fight it, or fight with you about it. That this is ridiculous and how could you... But you know what? I think the reason I fought with you is because I was trying to get your attention. So
right.
At least if you were fighting with me, then you were focused on the game.
Yes. No, I think the guys out there, we could all admit that we've been to the point where it's someone's nagging you. And I hate to say nagging, but nagging you to the point where you're just enough! I can't even think about what I'm doing. And we don't want it to get to the point where it's overwhelming, but we do, when you're playing games, it's you want to enjoy yourself, and so...
Well, it's funny is because I can even remember you being fine, we'll do whatever you want to do. And I'd be like, well, no, it doesn't matter now. I want you to want to do something with me, not because I told you.
Yes, that reminds me of, the fight from the breakup, that scene where Vince Vaughn... He's like, fine, I'll do dishes. And he was playing his game, I think, too.
Yeah.
He's like, fine, I'll do the dishes. And she's like, no, I don't want you to do the dishes.
I want you to
want to do. He's like, who wants to do the dishes?
Nobody does.
Yeah, so it was a funny scene in that movie. So basically, what made you stop asking me to stop playing and more move towards gaming? To play with...
I think that, not that we fought about it a lot, but I think that for me, it was I kind of just had to realize that, okay, first off, I had to just ask myself, what did I want him to be doing? Okay, if he wasn't going to be playing video games, then what was it that I thought was so important to get him to stop? Because we weren't going to have a staring contest. That was not going to happen.
No.
And just to sit and watch TV with me, think about that. If I'm asking him to stop playing video games for 12 hours so that he can binge watch a TV show with me for 12 hours, it's kind of the exact same thing. It's just he would rather play a video game and I would rather watch a TV show. So I could really go into another room if that was the issue. But I guess for me it was just that I wanted to spend time with you, and that's really what I wanted. It wasn't that what we were gonna be doing. It's just I wanted to feel like we were spending time together.
Right.
And so I just kind of figured and it didn't just happen on my own. He was asking me why don't you play with me? And I'd be like, come on, I can't do that. It's stupid, blah, blah, blah. And part of it is because I felt really stupid playing. You'd get on and you would do terribly.
Right.
You couldn't even, you'd be running around looking up at the sky, and it's really hard. So there's a learning curve, and when you're not good at something, that makes it hard. So it was a combination of he would ask me to play, and I would reject him. And so then he kind of had that, well, I asked you to do this with me, and me realizing that if I wanted to spend time with him, because I love him, that I would want to do something that he wanted to do, I guess is the best way to look at it.
But, but there should be some give and take, but here's the thing. I just lucked out in the fact that Tabbie, once she started playing...
Right, and I was open-minded. You really do have to keep an open mind. Mm-hmm. And that's why I say, start by asking yourself, what is it that I would rather him be doing?
Right.
Because if you're just saying, I want him to do what I want to do, well, then you're doing exactly what you're mad at him for doing, and it's not really fair. So you kind of have to not have double standards in your relationship. I needed something that I think all girls can relate to, is that we need to feel like the game isn't more important than us. So it has a lot. If you have a stable, happy relationship, then you have a good chance of you guys getting into gaming together because it's something that you guys can do together. And I don't know about you girls out there, but I love it when he says, like, this is so cool. Like, I love it when he tells me that I'm cool. Like, I don't know why, but, you know, like, when he's just like, I think it's awesome that you play video games. So he could think it's not awesome, and if he just wants me to do it, he just has to compliment me, and that's effective. So.
And to be fair, I know there are guys out there that are like, no, I don't want my girl to play video games with me. That's my time. I'll give you my advice to how I remember that I got Tabbie a little involved in gaming. Was that I bought a game, like I used to play nothing but Madden and sports games, things like that. And that's not really a two-player game. Like that's just a single person. But I was like, how can I get Tabbie to want to, you know, play with me? So what I did is I went out and I bought, the game I bought at the time was Half-Life.
Yeah.
And what was it was the orange box. The orange box, Half-Life 2 or something like that. And it was known as like a game that made you think a little bit.
Right.
So it was more like a strategic thing where you had to think about what you were doing next. And I was like, well, great. So if I'm playing, I could use her talking to me, saying, hey, I think we should do this or I should do that. And then we gravitated towards BioShock.
Well, when it's funny too is because with Half-Life, he couldn't actually, I don't know, he could have been lying, but he literally couldn't play the game. He would get stuck if I wasn't navigating. Right? Did you lie? You lied?
I didn't lie.
I felt really special about that.
No.
He said I was his co-pilot.
She was the co-pilot.
And I would tell him what to do, and he would listen. Mm-hmm. And it worked, because we were a team.
We were a team. We're still a team. Obviously, I don't know if you're going to have your girlfriend or wife watch this video, but if you want to get her involved, maybe not jump into Call of Duty. Maybe not say, hey, let's just jump in this and you're going to get wrecked in multiplayer. Not do that, but get a game where you both can play together, where it's interactive, where if, like, I know we went...
There's a video game that you're playing, or, like, if you're watching it and you notice that your girlfriend is kind of, like, paying attention a little bit longer, then something's caught her interest. So the game that really got me, before I cut you off, was saying he went and got BioShock.
Yep.
Because BioShock it's a story mode, but it's kind of got the first-person shooter or first-person fight, kind of.
Yeah.
But it's, like, creepy. So, like, I'm really into, like, horror movies and ghosts, and it kind of has that factor, that horror factor. So it was really fun, and I remember on my 21st birthday, we chose
I remember that day.
to stay home on my 21st birthday. Like,
we went out that night.
We did go out that night, but all day we took off that day. All I wanted to do was play BioShock. So it was fun because like we literally spent like 10 hours playing BioShock that day.
Some of those story mode games, time can fly by. And granted, and that's the thing. Some people are like, yeah, time flies by, and it's, you know, we don't want time to fly by, but what are we doing? Like, what would you be doing otherwise? As long as you have everything else done. Like, obviously, you have responsibilities you have to take care of and things like that. Clean a house and get that stuff done. But if everything's done and you're going to watch a movie or you're going to go out to the park, whatever you wanted to do, it's obviously up to you. But some of these story games, time can fly by. If I can give you any advice from myself, it would be to know what your girlfriend/wife likes. Okay, that's the first step. Find out what she likes. Find a game that can involve both of you, to where she's gonna like it because you're gonna get a game that involves her interests. So if it's a game that's like she enjoys clothing or shopping or something like that, maybe a Sims game, you know what I mean? Like where you can go out and do all the shopping stuff like that. Like it may not be your cup of tea yet, but just know you're working towards getting her into even the normal controls of a game or a computer.
Exactly it.
So
because the games, if getting the controller down, okay, I can honestly say I really think that guys are better able to have the mechanics of operating the controllers.
Like, driving a car?
It is no. No. It is nothing like driving a car.
Tabbie's a good driver.
Guys tend to start playing video games at a younger age, so it's something like your muscle memory. As you get older, it's easier for you to pick up, whereas most girls, I mean, there's a new generation of girls, I think, right now with the gaming consoles. There's a lot more girl gamers.
Yeah.
But most girls don't grow up playing video games, so once we get to the point where we now get to choose if we want to play a video game because of our spouse, now we have to figure out these controls, which is very, very challenging, and it becomes really frustrating. So make it fun. Do it while she's drinking wine, if she can drink, that is. If she can drink.
Don't give her booze.
Entice her with, like, if you know that she loves Buffalo Wild Wings, he could be like, all right, let's make a deal. Let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's get some takeout. We'll eat our Buffalo Wild Wings, and we will play video
games. I got this
games.
game for us to play that I think you'll like.
Let's just make it a night about you guys. Like, not that you're online with your friends,
right?
But just something that you guys can sit down. And I remember another thing you used to do was, this is before he started playing like the Call of Duty as well, was MLB.
The show. We played Home Run Derby.
Yep. Right. So our nights, he would like want to play Home Run Derby, and I'd be like, I don't know.
It doesn't require much coordination, but just like butting timing, like timing on the buttons. Where
exactly, you have to just get used to the buttons. So we would just see who could get the most home runs, and it was just something we were spending time together, and that was really what I wanted.
In the end, it's going to take baby steps. You're going to take baby steps to get her to like what you're going to like. Now, eventually, you'll get to the point where she might get to the point where she likes video games so much and she has a grasp on the controls. Be like, hey, let's do a practice match in Call of Duty to see if you might like that.
Right.
You know, and if there's any competitive streak in her, she'll definitely like it because it's a whole lot of fun. It's different. Those that haven't played it really wouldn't understand it, and that's to be honest with you.
And you have to remember too that there's two things that happen when you game. For you could probably agree that it seemed really easy to just if you're like your brain is fried and you've had a long day, it seems like it's de-stressing to get on and play a video game. Well, for a girl, especially a new player, if they're really stressed, playing a video game isn't actually going to be that beneficial because they feel like they have to try really hard.
Right.
So that would be a really good time for you to suggest, babe, I know you've been dying to watch that show. Why don't you go watch the show and I'll do this? Because that's how you de-stress. It's effortless to watch TV.
Or watch the show with her.
Or watch the show.
And then maybe the next day you guys do the gaming thing.
But then what happens, girls, and this is the highlight, you can look back on my Twitter account. If you guys ever go onto my Twitter, literally, I mean, probably a year ago, I posted that the reason guys are so smart for playing video games is because it is mind-numbing. So if you've got a lot going on in your life and you're really stressed out, video games can be a way to escape reality. Like, literally, 8 to 10 hours can go by in a blink of an eye, and you've literally forgotten about all of the things that make you were mad about that day. So if you want to know why your guy is so interested, it's because it is mind-numbing. It's amazing. And even when you're yelling at him, he just gets into a game and he forgot what you were yelling at him about. So it's pointless to even waste your breath. It's sometimes really needed when you're really stressed.
Oh, it's really good. And like if you have friends on there that play and if you get their wives into play, it could be a big group thing. So, I mean, I think that like we're changing the way we get entertained and things like that, which is a whole different story. But hopefully this video helped you guys get some idea of maybe how to get your girlfriend/wife or heck, if you're a girl and you want to get your boyfriend into it. I mean, I know that it's funny because I was actually I was looking at some analytics on my YouTube channel and it came across, it said 84% guys and 16% girls. So I know there's some girls out there
watching.
So if you want to get your guys playing, they might already. But just take these baby steps. That's all I could say is take baby steps, get them, a little interested in something and work your way up.
Because Mike and I, we're really happy. We've been together for 12 years, married for almost 9. And you know what? This is what you see here is really how we are. We don't fight. Occasionally we have an argument or whatever, but it's very, very rare. If you enjoy spending time with your guy or you enjoy spending time with your girl, you can definitely come up with something like gaming. It's something that you guys enjoy doing together, and the rest is history.
Yeah. But hopefully you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, let us know if it helped you in any way, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
Yes.
But until next time, guys, lights out.